Guys, I want to do a quick video here. In between, I'm waiting for Joe to show up to finish off this review. But last night, I was obsessed because I just finished reading this comic, okay? And I think this comic by Tom Taylor actually fixes a lot of the problems with Last Jedi. I think it's dropping breadcrumbs to show us a huge reveal in Star Wars Episode 9, and I think I stumbled upon how to save Star Wars, okay? There's going to be spoilers because I'm going to give you my theory and what I think I've stumbled upon and what I think is true. It's going to be called, a theory because I don't have access to anything. I don't have a secret source. I don't have anything. I just have what I read here. I rewatched the films, and I'm like, oh, my God. And I went on the internet. I saw other people have this theory, too, and all the evidence that I was gathering together was supporting my theory. So since there's only 3 months left, I want to share it with you while I still can, while it's fresh in my head, okay? So, spoiler warning, potential spoilers. It's probably going to be completely wrong. If it's completely wrong, you can come back here and make fun of me and say that, Joe, you just really want Star Wars to not be ruined. And yes, that's true. But if I'm right, I'm going to say, fuck yeah, hell yeah, I called it. And that is actually a cool resolution and one that I think fixes Star Wars. So I think, guys, Snoke is possessed by Palpatine. So all this theory that Snoke is Plagueis, no. This theory that Snoke is a deformed clone because of Palpatine and his dark side power inside the clone deforms the clone. No, it's not that either. It is literally he is possessed because there is one hint to his possession that's been there the whole time. And this fits the Snoke character the whole time, and it's that right there, his ring. And you open up this comic, the very first page, what is prominently shown right here? Boom, his ring. The next page, when they show his hand, they make sure to show it. So important. The camera focuses on it. His ring, his ring, his ring, his artifact. And just listen to the way Snoke talks in this comic. He has just disdain for Kylo, who is this poor imitation, this Vader pretender who, of course, he knows Vader. It was his original apprentice. He loved it. And he has such respect for Luke Skywalker. Why? Because Luke Skywalker overthrew him and destroyed his empire. He even says at one point that if he had, Luke by his side all those years ago, that he would have conquered the galaxy by now. If that doesn't sound like Emperor Palpatine, then I don't know what does.
Fulfill your destiny and take your father's place at my side.
So I went back and I watched The Force Awakens and I watched The Last Jedi and just listen to his dialogue. Nothing that comes out of his mouth couldn't have come out of Emperor Palpatine's mouth through possession and using him as a puppet. It is literally Sidious speaking through him. Check it out.
Soon the rebellion will be crushed and young Skywalker will be one of us.
Good. Then we will crush them once and for all. Prepare the weapon.
You must bring him before me. He has grown strong. Only together can we turn him to the dark side of the Force.
What you say about this girl is true. Bring her to me.
Now, fulfill your destiny and take your father's place at my side.
And fulfill your destiny.
It is your destiny.
Oh, I'm afraid the deflector shield will be quite operational when your friends arrive.
Young fool.
Young fool.
It was I who breached your minds.
It was I who allowed the Alliance to know the location of the shield generator.
I stoked Ren's conflicted soul. I knew he was not strong enough to hide it from you. And you were not wise enough to resist the bait.
Everything that has transpired has done so according to my design.
Boy, see for yourself.
Look here now.
The Alliance will die, as will your friends.
Those transports. Soon they will all be gone. For you, all is lost.
Good. I can feel your anger.
Yes. I see him turning.
Now, young Skywalker, you will die.
You must die.
Come on, that is exactly the same. That is the same person talking. Now, either Star Wars and Rian Johnson are creatively bankrupt hacks, and they're literally just copying the same goddamn dialogue and the same character and saying it's a different character, or it actually is the same character. Now, I'm not going to dismiss the fact that Rian Johnson sucks that much, but it's just everybody's praising this movie for doing so much different things, and it's literally doing the same thing if that's the case. Please don't let that be the case. Please, please, please. Or at least let J.J. Abrams see this, and then, oh, we could fix it because he's literally the same character, so we can say that Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious, found a way to cheat death by possessing him. That is the same character. It's been the Emperor the whole time, staring us in the face. And in fact, the theme song that plays when Snoke is in the throne room is the same theme song that plays when we see the Emperor. It's the same theme.
Pay the price for your lack of vision.
A lot of people say, well, that, you know, Snoke is his own character. He is. Snoke is a nobody. He's unimportant. You're right. He's a puppet. Exactly. Snoke was basically Snoke, his own new character, before he was possessed by Darth Sidious. Okay, he was out there searching for the artifacts. In fact, it is said that Luke and Snoke cross paths. Now, there's no fucking way at the end, after the Return of the Jedi of destroying the Emperor and the dark side, that Luke would just let a dark side user that he crosses paths with, somebody who was apparently as powerful as the Emperor, he would never just let him go and not try to take him out or do anything about it. Why? That's because at the time that he crossed paths with Snoke, at that time, he was not powerful with the Force. How did he run past with them in a huge galaxy? They're both out there collecting artifacts. It was said that Luke went around, and this is canon, collecting artifacts. It's even right here. You've got the compass. Luke collects this compass in Star Wars Battlefront, which is considered canon. And then also, you've got Sidious out there, or rather Snoke out there searching for artifacts, and he found exactly what he was looking for. Even the dialogue that Snoke says, many Force truths, this is from the novelization of The Last Jedi, were in the outer regions waiting to be found. This was that ring or other artifact, maybe not that specific ring, but I think it's the ring that possesses Snoke. Sidious discovered how to cheat death as he's always wanted, and it's not the ideal way, but he's managed to figure out a way to cheat death, okay, by possessing the artifacts. Now, has this ever been shown off before? Have they set this up? Is this set up? Yes, it is set up. Not only is it set up with everything he says in The Last Jedi, but everything he says in The Force Awakens, seeming like he's Sidious, but it's set up in the comics. There's a guy called Lord Momin who possesses a helmet that Darth Vader fights. And in fact, This helmet comes to life. Darth Vader's fighting it, and at one point, the Lord Moment is so, disgusted by Vader. He's like, "You're a charred corpse, and your master sucks." Basically, if you're the dark side, the best the dark side can give. He says, "You've been poorly taught about what the dark side is and why we must serve it. Your master is either ignorant or hoarding knowledge." Boom, right there. He is hoarding knowledge, because Sidious is definitely not ignorant. He's the most powerful dark side user of all time. Not Snoke, not this random character that comes out of nowhere that gets killed in half a second by Kylo. It's not that. No, he's been hoarding the knowledge to figure out how to possess beings and cheat death, and that's what he's done with Snoke. So let's go through actually Kylo being able to beat Snoke. How is that possible? Well, then he says he cannot be betrayed because he's probing the mind of his apprentice.
I cannot be betrayed. I cannot be beaten. I see his mind.
This time, unlike last time where he was not really aware or paying attention to what Vader was doing when he was, force lightning his son Luke. And you can see that even in this time, his overconfidence leads to his downfall. Who does that sound like? Who was overconfident?
Your overconfidence is your weakness.
Your faith in your friends is yours.
Exactly. And again, the comic supports this again because he takes Kylo to Dagobah in order to train him. Who would know about Dagobah? Lord Sidious. And the final thing is somebody depicted as powerful as Snoke in the dark side of the Force. He cannot simply be that powerful if he didn't learn those things, without a master or without, more importantly, Palpatine sensing him or countering him. Palpatine was careful in canon to eliminate those who would oppose him in his way. So, to wrap up my theory, I think that Sidious has been hiding in plain sight this whole time through possession, a new dark side power that we didn't realize, and that story is going to come to a head in the final episode. Just since we're at the end of the video, let me tell you what else I think. I think Kylo will redeem. I think Rey will be controlled by the dark side via the ring on her finger. We see that ring on her finger and dark side Rey sort of in that trailer. I think that Matt Smith, who was sort of announced and then de-announced because they were trying to hide it, the good Doctor Who is actually a dark side character. He might be a young Palpatine, or he might just be one of the Knights of the Ren that get possessed at some point, or some dark acolyte or something, and he fights in the film. I do think Anakin will be in the film. He can't not be in the film. He has to play an important role to make the prequels make sense, because he was the chosen one. And it does make sense that he would come in because Rey was created. She's her own character, just like Anakin was created. Rey's not a clone. She is a creation of Sidious. That has also been confirmed in canon. There's a shot of him, manipulating the midichlorians to create Anakin Skywalker in his mother. So, I think that, that ultimately Leia will survive to see the end. I hope they do that at least. And I think that by the end, Rey will take the Skywalker name. And I think that Rise of the Skywalker is referring to all Skywalkers. Anakin, Luke is going to help out in the film as the Force goes. Rey is becoming a Skywalker, and Ben is finally embracing his Skywalker lineage. And finally, the new Jedi Order will be called Skywalker. So you've got the prequels, the last movie called Sith, and you've got the last movie in the originals called Jedi, and then you've got the last movie in the Disney series, Skywalker. It rhymes, it makes sense, and this is how it's going to go if they're smart. Who knows? Maybe they'll pull a BioWare and they don't use this obvious sort of ring theory or possession theory, sort of like how they should have used the indoctrination theory. It was right there in front of them, and they might come up with something completely different, completely wild, and it sucks, and Star Wars will be ruined forever. But no, hopefully, I think this is it. And I think these are the seeds they've been planting the whole time. Hopefully, that'll make The Last Jedi even better. and we'll get a satisfying resolution. All right? And I do think that bringing Palpatine back was the right choice because, honestly, Rian Johnson fucked it. Nobody cared about Kylo and Rey's lightsaber battle as the final climactic battle. That would have been boring as fuck. So they had no other choice to do that. Luckily, there were these small things that could be set up in order to make this a possibility that the Emperor is back. Anakin will help Rey, and they will bring balance to the Force. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed my theory. Wanted to get it out there since we've only got 3 months left, and just want to, put it out before other trailers and shit come out that completely debunk everything that I said. I'll be on the lookout for them, though. And so, what do you think of my theory? Put your, thoughts down below. Do you think I'm onto something? And not just my theory, other people have had this theory as well. And yeah, tell me what you think. And do you think that would fix Star Wars? And at least a little bit, right? All right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.